All right. Hi. Um. Okay. Hi, it's Vanessa. I'm back. Um. You know what's been really interesting is how I was listening to something the other day, and somebody mentioned something about shattered dreams, and it totally brought back to me the song from the '80s, and I would play it, but they would probably strike my channel, right? Um. But So just now I was looking up to see the year that song came out because I'm like, you know what? Dude, that song is I started hearing it the other day, so I listened to it for 20 minutes straight, just over and over. And even after stop listening to it, I can keep hearing it playing in the back of my mind, right? And that's one thing. And then the other thing that I've been experiencing since I started hearing that song in my mind. So I have this picture of iced tea that I had made the other day. And today and yesterday when I drink tea out of it, for some reason the flavor of that tea is reminding me of the flavor of drinking water out of a hose in a backyard, right? And nowadays kids don't always do all that cuz they have everything, right? But when I was growing up, um, this song came out in March 1987. So I'm thinking back. That's a couple months before my youngest brother was born. So that's in that span of time that was between my grandpa Wilson dying and my youngest brother being born. And but it's just making me think of water hoses and drinking out of the. So, this message, maybe for an older person, somebody who was old enough to be around at that 1987 and have memories of being outside that summer. So, this might be for you. Wouldn't that be crazy if this message was for somebody who was involved with the production of that music and they had found my channel? That would be so wild. You just never know. Or they could find it later. You just never know, dudes. You just never know about anything, right? So I've been hearing this song, Shattered Dreams. Which if you haven't listened to, I'll try and I'll get a link to it and link it in the description. But Shattered Dreams is basically a song. I think it was originally intended as a song about divorce, but I think it's overall just about breakups. Um, because the song goes, "You're giving me shattered dreams." And it's basically this feeling of somebody who's broken all their promises, or all the things they ever had to say to you were just went right out the window. And you know like people who just, I don't know, they just people who, maybe it's for somebody who's been in a narcissistic relationship, because you were sold a dream, an idea that you believed in, and now that idea is gone. And for some reason, this dream or idea is tied to somebody you knew as a child, because I feel like this 1987 and also this flavor of drinking out of the hose in the backyard during high summer, which it's up here in the northern hemisphere, it's about to be summer in about a month and a half, right? We're going to have to start prepping our ACs and all this good stuff. I mean, we're about a month away from Memorial Day, right? So somebody was trying to teach me how to shuffle a different way. They're not to shuffle like that, but to take it like this, and then half of it, and do it like that. I know, it's weird. I don't usually do it that way. And you know what? Maybe I don't do tarot the traditional or classic way. I mean, nobody ever taught me to do it. I didn't go and take a course. I've just watched it and just follow what I feel like intuitively guided to, you know? Oh, yeah. Like, in the lyric that keeps coming through in that song, there's a one that says, "You said you'd die for me. Woke up to the fantasy. Find the future in your hands." All right. Oh, at the bottom is "Such a Curious Dream," but it's upside down, so it's like somebody who like needs to, somebody who's been feeling maybe a little disassociated from themselves, or somebody who's been so in their head that it's like causing them to like disconnect from reality altogether, and you need to like come back down to earth, and or find a way, like whatever this curious dream that you're thinking about, like hmm, grounding your dream with a plan. So talks about keeping up. So you've been making immense effort to try and manifest a dream or something that was from your childhood, and you've been wanting to make a change, but that change just doesn't seem to have been coming through yet. um so you've been wanting this opportunity, but it also feels like the opportunity and this change is just hasn't shown up for you yet. This says maybe this is happening because right now spirit has you in a period where like you're being taught to manage to be glad, how to create your own happiness regardless of your conditions. So maybe you're just, like there's a verse in the New Testament. Here, let me look it up real quick. But where Paul says, "I am learning in whatsoever situation I am to be content." Situation to be content. Aha! All right, all right, all right. Yep. So that is it. I just found it. Um uh it's Philippians 4:11-13. It says that, "Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. And I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. And I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me." So I feel like that's really the core of who this message is for. Ooh. So so this says that everyone is a little different, like we're all mad here. Maybe maybe this is like your situation is making you feel like you're the only one who's like that. To the point that you're no like, all right, so we had this white rabbit of curiosity meets opportunity, right? But then we have this card that's talking about like not even like losing your curiosity. Look at all these upside down cards, bro. All in the golden afternoon, losing your inspiration. So I feel like all these upside down cards are tied to this. Such a curious dream. So I feel like, so since these are your only upright cards, we're going to bring these forward for keeping up and managing to be glad. So learning how to create your own happiness regardless of conditions, and making immense of effort. So maybe you were trying to do this and you put so much effort into it where it's like I feel like there is a change that needs to be made for you. I do feel like it's in this grounding. But the inspiration, the curiosity, the willingness to, even if it makes you seem crazy and deranged to other people, like, I feel like this is a shift that is needed in the, maybe it's in the way like that you care about what other people think of you, because like maybe this like there's somehow you're being disconnected from your dream because all these upside down cards is like the disassociative part of you, and I feel like these are feelings that just need to be reconciled in you. Maybe it's something simple as like you have to just admit to yourself, like everybody wants to feel like, oh yeah, we're high vibrating, we're in high vibration, we're doing this and we're doing that, and you're saying all the things to yourself. But even though the right words are coming out of your mouth, those words are not actually in your heart. And when you think to yourself, like, in the quiet spaces, like when you're laying in your bed or like when you're taking a shower, that quiet murmur of this discontent or this disconnectedness is still lurking there inside you. And it's like, I feel like that's where it's like sort of like by suppressing or repressing these feelings and not being willing to own them and let them be a part of you regardless of how it makes you seem, that it's caused this. You're losing your inspiration, you're losing your curiosity. So what happens when the opportunity to make this dream come true comes in for you? If you're not able to regain this sense of yourself, it's like, will you miss that? You know, it's almost like because like if we turn them around, it would almost say that by making this change that you go through overnight and realizing that we're all crazy and we all have ish about ourselves and that it's okay to be you. And then once you make that change, even if it scares you a little bit, you might be like, oh, well, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is now this opportunity can come in because by making this shift, it unlocked and opened a door. And by opening that door, you get an opportunity that's going to inspire you. Whoa, Mimi, jeez, bro. Dude, Mimi just launched onto the back of my chair out of nowhere when I did that. Dude, you know what? Mimi's over here being a weirdo. Mimi, calm down, bro. Don't be doing these weird things right now. Remember the other day I did a reading and dude, she was all over here, like practically wanting to lay on the cards. I don't know what's with her lately when I do readings, but she always has to like insinuate herself. She's probably jealous of me like talking to anybody. It happens. I feel like this one and this one. All right. And at the bottom is cartouche, which is choose to release that which would lower your vibration into fear. Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe this was being afraid of maybe afraid that people would think you're out of your mind or people would think you're crazy. And people will like maybe worrying too much. What says come back to love and stay true to yourself. You shall inspire others to think or speak more positively when they are around you. Invoking the power of speech and words for your strength, protection, and spiritual growth will work effectively for you. Yeah, that's, you know. So let's see. This is my Isis Oracle deck, and you got the Miracle of Isis and Wings of Isis. So the Miracle of Isis says Isis offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, and no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or and a struggle being part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing. Let go and let the goddess be. And then you also have Wings of Isis that says you have a special spiritual relationship with the angelic worlds. Part of your soul purpose is to birth angelic consciousness and values such as fearlessness, compassion, and service into this human culture. This oracle also brings you angelic assistance, intervention, and confirmation also. So and you're getting divine intervention, assistance, and confirmation. So I think this is probably this message itself will probably be a confirmation for whoever needed it. So, oh yeah, remember I started off saying that I was hearing that song about shattered dreams. Maybe this curious dream that seems like in the reverse, it's reversed because it's like it's somebody's feeling like their dream is ruined. Your dream isn't ruined. It's not ruined. I don't know, it's not ruined. No matter what it seems like to you, it's not ruined. You just have to know that. It's not. Like the idea that it's been ruined or it's not going to happen is just an illusion. Maybe a projection. Somebody just doesn't want you to believe it. Wow. All right. So, like, two of these came out recently. So, we're going to do this one, which is Trust the Universe. And it says, Intuition has wandered and led you astray. And the timing is not yours, but the universe at play. You also have this door, the white hallway, a moment's joy. Stand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. And you have a distant kiss and a prayer flag. I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. So maybe this is somebody who's like, oh, maybe it's a dream that you could like spend time and or be with somebody. So maybe somebody who just wants to be with somebody who lives very far away. You know? So maybe like this is for somebody who could possibly come into union with somebody. So in order for you to come into union, you'll get an opportunity for that to happen because this will set off this chain of events that you're destined to have. But it is requiring you to make some changes so that you can learn how to be glad. So I feel I'm going to move this over because I feel like this is the thing for you. So right now, you need to have your change in the night and learn how to be glad. And when you do that, that will open up this opportunity so that all of this will come into play. And then this curious dream will go from this back to this, okay? So this dream is meant to happen. It's meant to be here for you. So maybe you feel the presence of this dream and you keep having that dream. So maybe like you have the dream and then you wake up and you think, oh man, it was just a dream. It felt so real. And it's like, it's supposed to feel real because you're supposed to like go and do this. So like your dream is almost like a self prophecy and you need to embrace that and you need to believe in that. I also feel like no matter how impossible it seems right now, don't allow yourself to be deceived by how it seems, you know. Through uh Jesus said that where things are impossible with man, they're possible with God. And he can do anything. He can move mountains. And that he said that those who follow him would say to this mountain, be moved and cast into the sea, and it would be moved. So, you know, maybe it's something simple as being able to speak something positive into existence. So, um, that's all I have for you for this message, and I hope that it finds whoever this person is that needs this. You know, the 80s were a good time. You know what? Those of us who grew up in that time, we really had something that kids today just don't have, you know? So, that's all I have for you. I know I felt like I should come and do one. I'll probably go do something else. I might not do a Virgo read this week. Um, but be encouraged, you know? You're not alone. Um, and I don't know. I keep feeling like there's something I should tell you, and I don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna give it a wrap. But I have a Discord that you can join. The link is in my bio, and it's totally free. You don't have to subscribe or sign up for anything, except you may have to make a Discord account, to be in it. But otherwise, it's free to join. I do personal reads if you want one, and you can reach out to me, and I can give you there's also links to my coffee and my Etsy in my bio. So that's it. Have a great evening. And happy Mother's Day to anybody who's a mom for this coming up Sunday.